episode 3 of the Nine Takes Global Composer Project. If you're just tuning in, this is a really fascinating project begun by Mr. Russ Kaplan in New York, where 9 composers all created a new song at the beginning of lockdown and through till now, and then shared those charts with the other composers, and everyone learned each other's song and have recorded a 30 to 40 minute video of the entire set of songs. Each morning we join the composers and talk about the project, and each afternoon at 5 p.m. EDT we will rebroadcast so that you can catch it. Please take the time to support these artists if you can, and this is broadcasting on Facebook at Ropeadope99 and also YouTube at Ropeadope99. So without further ado, let's jump into the Zoom room and say hello to the composers. Saraca, welcome, Sarah. Good to see you. I'd like to start off with Russ, just briefly running down for people the origin of this project and what people are going to see. And if you have any specific comments about your interaction with Yasushi Karasawa in this process, please start with that. And then we have a few questions for the composer.
Yeah, sure. So I'm still struggling with the short version of this description, but basically, with the help of Ropeadope, I was inspired to assemble a group of international super friends, let's say, that are all musicians and composers, separated by this COVID situation, but we're all mostly all strangers previously. We each wrote one original jazz or jazz-like composition. Uh, we each wrote them down, but we did not make demos for each other or any kind of demonstration or performance of how they were supposed to sound in our heads. So all we had to go off was what was on paper for each other, with the idea being that we would each then record a complete concert on video of the entire set of 9 tunes without a model for what they ought to sound like. And the idea of this was that we could each impart our own personal style to all of the music, and that we weren't giving each other too much information to, crimp each other's styles, so to speak. And I've watched a lot of these videos myself, but most of us are tuning in here on these broadcasts and seeing these for the very first time, and letting ourselves be surprised. And so far, I'm just really thrilled at the real variety is really an understatement. Just the wildly eclectic approaches to all the same material that we wrote for each other. So I think that sums it up well. Is there anything I'm leaving out?
No, that's great. Okay. I'll take a brief moment to introduce everyone in the room, and then Fabian Brown has some questions for Ansawa Saraca as we prepare to watch his segment. I want to say hello to Aidan Thorne in Cardiff, Wales. Aidan, welcome. Good to see you again.
Thanks for having me back.
And there you go. Lisa Marie Simmons, Lake Garda, Italy. Wonderful to see your smiling face again.
I'm always happy to be here.
All right. Ernest de Kwanga in Lausanne, Switzerland. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much.
And have I missed anyone? Let me just get the other view. Andrea Molinari in Rome. You weren't coming up in the beginning. Each day I try to say your name a little bit better in Italian with an accent.
No, you are great, Luis.
Getting closer. Getting closer. And then I'd like to turn the microphone over to Mr. Fabian Brown, rope-a-dope music specialist. and he has some questions for Yasushi Karasawa, aka and Saraca. I am really before you start. I'm so excited. It's been about a year since I met Mr. Karasawa, and I was instantly in love with the music that he sent. I thought it was so fresh and unique. And I was very, very pleased to find that some of the usual Rope-a-Dope supporters from, the U.S. to the U.K. And in Japan all felt the same way, that this, his album is so refreshing. So I'm really interested in seeing and hearing his take on this. So, Mr. Brown, I'll turn the mic over to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And good morning, everyone, or good afternoon or good evening, wherever you guys are. Just another awesome day here. These last few days has been inspiring to me to hear this. I'm going to say it this, and just hearing the different interpretations has been really, really exciting. And I'm gonna, obviously my Japanese is not good or at all, so I'm going to try to make the best here with our conversations. But let me ask my very first question: how did you find inspiration during the COVID pandemic to create this music?
For me,
Yes.
pandemic don't affect my inspiration. I can make music in my house as usual. We can listen all music on the internet, so we can get information through the internet.
Absolutely.
So, problem.
Let me interrupt for a second. I'm having some delay issues here. Is everyone else hearing that?
Can you hear?
A little bit of internet delay. Let's continue. Go ahead, Yasushi.
However, the inspiration from live music has disappointed. The problem.
I think we may be.
Okay.
I think we may be having a little bit of an internet delay.
Okay. Can you hear?
Yes.
Yes. Now we can hear.
Just a comment, Yasushi, if there is anything else on your computer that is operating in the background, maybe turn that off. And if this continues, perhaps we could all, unfortunately, you would have to turn your video off to see if we can get at least clear audio. So let's try one more time. And if we have a problem, we will turn your video off. Okay, so let's try once more. Go ahead.
And I just want to, before we go into that, I just want to invite Mr. Takahiro onto the call.
Taka, can you hear us?
Yeah. Hello.
Welcome.
You hear me?
I can. Yeah. So now this is exciting for me. This is exciting for me right here, because this is this project came about in a similar way. What I delight most in at Rope-a-Dope is connecting people who I would have thought were connected. 2 years ago, at one of our events, I introduced two people from Tokyo who lived less than 6 blocks away from each other, who had never met. And so today, here we are again in Tokyo. So I'm wondering if Yasushi and Taka, have you two ever met?
Lewis, it looks like we might have lost Taka for a moment.
Ah,
unfortunately. Yeah.
Up. Here he is. Here he
Oh,
is
okay.
coming back in. Here he is coming back in, guys. His audio is connecting. You gotta love technology, right?
Sorry.
no worries. I'm not sure if you heard that, Taka, but I wanted to ask you and Yasushi Karasawa if you two have ever met.
I never met him.
No.
No? And are you both in Tokyo?
Yeah, right now.
Okay. Well, after the call, you'll have to connect and see how close you are. But it just thrills me to no end to introduce two people on the other side of the world who are closer to each other.
Yeah, thank you very much, Luis.
So, but we can now return to Fabian's questions and Yasushi's answers.
Mhm.
Thank
And
you very
Taka, sorry, one more second. And Taka, if there's any, Yasushi and Taka, if you need to converse in Japanese in order to be able to answer and translate a little bit, please feel free.
Okay, I will try to help.
Okay.
That would be great.
お願いします。
Yeah, let's see how it goes. My
I love-
English is bad though. Very bad.
Well, the next question that I wanted to ask was, you know, when you were initially approached by Russell, what did you think of the idea? You know, what were your initial thoughts when Russell approached you about this project?
I thought it was very interesting. It was just a melody and chord, but no demo sound. It's a good idea. Musicians can feel and enjoy our new approach. We enjoy each understanding. It's a good experience for me.
Wonderful. And do you, can I ask one more question? Is that okay? Okay. For you, what was your process in creating this collaborative virtual music?
I think the basic needed sense of unity. All songs have some structure, same structure. All songs have the same structure. And this time, I used drum sampling and overdubbing. So I shot a video, and every time I played keyboard, overdubbing. So I edit the video. Please enjoy.
Fabian, would I be able to ask a question? Sort of riffing off of one of your questions.
Please do, and then Taka, perhaps you can take this question and present it to Yasushi in Japanese.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, Fabian had a question about your inspiration just for making music, but I was wondering if you had a particular inspiration or theme for the song that you wrote for this project for Small Island.
なんて言うんだろう。なんか特に Oh, it's hard to explain. So you guys are talking about his music, right?
Yeah, he wrote one. We each wrote one song for this project, and I was wondering about his particular song, and whether there was an idea or a story that inspired the song that he wrote.
どんなストーリーとかどんなものに特にインスパイアを受けたか、そのなんかスモールアイランドって言ったから日本のことなのかな。
自分の曲に関しては、スモールアイランドに関しては日本のことを
そう
今回発信しましたよっていうとイメージしました。
So for the song Small Island, he tried to express about the Japan. Like, so you need more specific information.
You don't know. He
that
doesn't
is
have
intriguing.
to.
That is
okay,
intriguing.
okay.
That is intriguing enough. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
try to explain. ね、もうちょっと詳しく、なんか日本の例えばどういうこととか、なんでもいいんだけど、もっと細かくどんな感じかっていうのがあればっていうことだったんですけど。
うん、そこまで深く考えてなかったんだけど、でも、やっぱり自分は日本人だよって。自分は日本人だよって。
But he is very proud. He is Japanese. He grew up in Japan, so he's proud of it. But he doesn't think about the detail that much.
Wonderful.
Fine with me.
Wonderful. Yeah. So I think to sum that up, from what I'm hearing, is that you know, and Russ, the intent of the project is to try to get a take from different people's perspectives from different parts of the world, and have us all understand differences are global, but music is commonality, right? So I think we're going to get a very specific flavor that respects and presents Japan from Ensala Saraca right now. So I think we'll go right to video. Everyone enjoy. We'll be back for discussion afterwards. Thank you. we go. All right. We are back. That was, we've said it so many times in this process that these are truly different and unique approaches. And I think that one takes the cake. For those of us who are just joining in and have just watched part of this and missed the intro, I want to point out that you're watching the 9 Takes Global Composer Project, begun by Mr. Russ Kaplan in New York and spread throughout the world from Tokyo, Australia, Italy, Wales, Dublin, New York City, and Mexico City. Each of these composers has made the most amazing use of their time during lockdown to create to create new music, to share it with each other, and to present their take not only on their own composition but on all of the other 8 compositions. And we're seeing some really, really fascinating history making. I think we're all going to look back on this and just like, wow, that is amazing that happened in this process. So I want to remind people that you can donate and support these artists at paypal.me/Ropedo. And I also want to remind people that we're going to have 6 more days, I believe. And at the end, we're going to present a compilation, basically each artist performing their own composition in one full concert. Welcome back, everybody. It's great to see your smiling faces. Who wants to start commentary on Ansala Saraca's interpretation of this music?
Oh, I'm still here. I was supposed to be gone. I have work to do. I have work to do.
This
and
is important work.
Entranced. Just so beautiful. That vocoder, as I wrote you in a message, was amazing. And all of the overdubbing, just the complicated I want to say it in Italian. I'm so excited. I really, really, really enjoyed this take, and I couldn't tear myself away. It was beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
For the others, what is it like to hear your composition performed in such a different way than you originally perhaps intended it? Aiden, do you want to start?
Well, as you know, I'm a big fan of writing very lazily. So it was just fantastic to hear so much originality from it. And yeah, because I don't put very much on the paper because I want the people performing it to be able to do whatever they like. And yeah, it was absolutely excellent. And the whole take together created such a lovely world for me that I was pretty trapped in it in a good way when listening to it. Yeah, it's fantastic, sublime. I realize I'm speaking too quickly as well, so apologies for that.
Well, we'll be able to play it back, and hopefully the English will make more sense. Ernest, do you have a comment?
Yeah, for sure. Like for me, I think to hear someone playing what I wrote, and it's amazing, because me, I always expect to hear the tunes, to hear the tune like the way I wrote it, but when I hear the song, it's completely different. It's so amazing, and it's like a new song from me.
I don't know much about music, but I can tell that the way Saraca approaches and even hears or reads music, that he's seeing something both more simple and more lush at the same time, and the command of the instruments and recording process seems just stunning to me, to know how to put all those parts together. It's almost like electronically conducting an orchestra is what it feels like to me. Andrea? Oh, sorry.
Exactly, I think it sounds like that, yeah. And it's more wide and big, actually. He expanded the songs, like, yeah, so big. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm super happy to see him playing, actually.
Andrea, I'd like to hear your take.
Yeah, I would like, first of all, to express my congrats to Saraca, because when I hear my tune, I immediately asked me, is it my tune? Because it's amazing. It seems really another world to me. So it's really great, the sound, the ideas, the personality, and it's really different from my point of view, and so it's really interesting.
Fascinating. Mr.
I
Brown?
think that word lush was the perfect adjective.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not unfamiliar with that from Yassushi's work in general. It just has this, just like your walk, everything that he creates, that you create. Sorry, I know you're right here. Feels like, I don't, like walking into an exotic garden, in the summertime. It's like, and so lush is definitely a word that comes to my mind. Mr. Brown, do you have any further comments before we wrap up?
I mean, I think the only thing that I'll share, it's been really delightful hearing so many interpretations of the same song, and I'm surprising myself each day. I'm forcing myself to be present in the moment and special, but it really was something else. And I think every single day I don't know, man. I'm just coming back. I'm excited, and I'm excited.
There you go. So we are wrapping up day 3. I want to first say thank you to Ansala Saraca. Thank you so much for your contribution, the work that you've put into this. I think it's a great contribution to art for the world at this difficult time. So thank you. And thank you all for participating in this. I know that for years to come, I'm going to be able to revisit this project and learn more. And it's big in its scope. I want to speak to the audience and say very simply that not only is this an example of creativity in the midst of global struggle and difficult times, but it's also an example of how humans can be our best. If I can borrow and co-opt a phrase from a politician, but you know, being involved with community musicians, the thing that attracts me the most is not only your ability to make beauty out of struggle, but also your ability to work with each other. That just the message keeps coming back to me around this project as I reflect on how the rest of the world, or so much of the world, is in conflict, and unnecessary conflict. It's just an inability to work together. And you are all a model of how humans can work together towards something positive and put in the work. I just have so much respect for it, and I think it's a message for the rest of the world that you can do this. There is a family waiting for you when you put aside differences and work collectively and collaboratively across all boundaries. There's not a boundary here that isn't crossed, right? And so that's the message I want to send out to people. I want to remind everyone that we will be back at 5 o'clock today for a rebroadcast, an encore presentation of Ansawa Saraca's wonderful concert. You can go to paypal.me/ropeadope to contribute, and please share this with your friends. And signing off from here at the Rope-a-Dope Room, thank you for watching to the fans out there, and keep a diamond in your mind. Thank you all. Be well.